So here we are, March 1st. Temperatures just in the 40s. It's gonna get a little bit warmer. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. So this area was hit with the storms, the freezing rain, the ice, and trees down all over the place. You can hear a generator running. There's a severed pole in front of the property, missing the top, and there's no power here, but that's fine because the bees don't need the power. So anyways, we're up here checking fondant because I saw some that were consuming it pretty well, and I don't want to have a problem with starvation. So we're going to check the fondant, we're going to check the pollen, and we're going to do the exact measurement of hefting some hives and tilting them and checking their weights. So here we go. All right, so here's colony 6. Fondant's still really good, and they look like they're hovering around the pollen patty we put on. Still plenty on there, but it looks like they're liking it. So this one's fine for now. We'll close it up. All right, so this is 4. Pollen patty is a little bit left, and they're still working on the fondant, so this one's good. Could I give them more pollen? Sure. But then I'm breaking the seal, which is my tape, and I don't want to do that today. We're going to have some cold weather on Friday, so this one's good to stay. This is 8, our last remaining single late season catch. They're still in there. They're still working on it. And not much at all on the pollen, so consider removing it, but again, I'm not going to break the seal, so we'll let them go. So this one's 1. This is a catch from a couple seasons ago. They also like the pollen, but again, I'm just going to give it a little bit more time before I add any more and have to retape these up. Get through next slightly cold days and nights coming at the end of the week, and then we'll come up, put some pollen on them. So looking good. So this one's 5, caught here at our bee yard. Not our bees. We've caught here every season. The ones we've caught here before carry huge populations through winter, and I would say this one's pretty much the same. Fondant's good, and it looks like the pollen was enjoyed and it's gone, so looking good. So this is 9. This was caught a couple seasons ago. Pollen patty is gone. And this is the one I thought that I was gonna have to change the fondant, but they're doing good. Everything seems fine, and I'm really happy with it. I thought for sure I was gonna have to give somebody some fondant, but I haven't come across it. So one of the things I mentioned last time I was here is that I've been putting these washers over the inner cover and then putting the outer cover on it, leaving a little bit of an airspace. And I really like the outcome. You can see that the board is much more dry than it has been in the past. It gives a little bit of air far enough away from the bees that it shouldn't affect them, but that little space makes a big difference. All right, so we checked everything and we did tilt them. Didn't bother getting that on camera. I would say 8 is extremely light. That's to be expected. That's the single to the left. And then the one next to it, 4, is also light. And oddly enough, both of those were caught at the same location this past season. So interesting. 3, although you see the number, that one perished. We got a video on how we cleaned that one out. Pollen patty seems to be enjoyed by the colonies that are big enough, and the fondant's being eaten. I do like the position of the fondant in 8, which is a very small cluster in a single. Again, to be expected, but the fondant seems to be right above the cluster. So perfect positioning on that one. And I thought for sure I was gonna have to replace some fondant on 1, maybe 2, but I don't feel that I need to. I think we're fine for now. Well, I have to give them some fondant again, probably because I'm giving them pollen patties and they're destroying them. And if they're using it the way I intend for them to use it, then they're going to be raising brood early and trying to get us ready for the flow so that we can get on it and get a good spring harvest this year. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with everything other than the numerous downed trees and severed poles, but we did get some tree work done here. There was trees hanging over the barn and all around it, 2 of them actually, and one of them was huge, and it was keeping me up at night, and I knew I needed to do it during the winter. I can't have a tree service climbing trees close to these bees in the middle of summer. So we got it done. I'm grateful for God to give me the wisdom and insight to take care of that, because there's a strong possibility with what came through here and the conditions of those trees, leaning and everything else, that they would have for sure damaged the barn. But there's a good possibility they would have crashed down on these hives too. So I'm grateful that we got that done. Anyways, everything's good up here. If you make it this far, Grand Rapids, Michigan, I got free samples of Hive Alive feed supplement, the liquid, free samples, Grand Rapids, Michigan. We'll just have to meet up. And if you're not in Grand Rapids, stay tuned. We're going to do a giveaway where I'm going to mail some of those out. So anyways, I appreciate everything. Thanks for watching. I hope your bees are well.